Okay, so I asked them to put the lights on because I know it was getting more dark, right? And I was the only one in the spotlight. I thought I'll put all you guys in spotlight. That's why I wanted to see you. So now, before I invite all the speakers and all the other speakers come on board on this stage, when we decided this topic, scaling agility, there was always a confusion. What do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about SAFe, scaled agile framework? Do we want to talk about less? Do we want to talk about something else? What do we really want to talk about? So I thought I'll spend probably 15 minutes, not more than that, on what do we really mean by scaling agile. So let me ask a question first. How many have been working as a single team in all the organizations that you have been working? Single Scrum team? Where an organization where you only have one single Scrum team? No? No organization with single Scrum team? Okay, at least two teams. At least two teams, okay. Can I say more than 5 teams? Do you have more than 5 teams? Okay, more than 10 teams? More than 10 teams working in some form of agile Scrum? Okay, so if you see, did you notice the trend here? When we say we are using Scrum, and Scrum when it was initiated, it was only for a single team working together and how they can work better. But the way we are set up now in the IT industry, we are already working with multiple teams. Is that correct? Good. So that means whether we like it or not, we have already been scaling agile for last so many years, ever since you started working with Scrum. Correct? We may name it something else. I'm sure there are different names in different companies, what do we call it? But we have been using some form of scaled working for as long as we know. Is that correct? Even within an organization which is not using agile or philosophy in some way. Have we been using this? Right? Now, I'm always asked, what is agile really? What do we mean by now? I don't have any slides, so you might want to look at the screen, but I don't have any slides because you are the ones who are going to be answering my questions, and then we'll take this topic forward. Good? So when we talk about agile in the first place, what do we mean and where does it exist? Some of you have gone through CSM and CSPO definitely in last 1 year or so you should be able to answer. Where can we all find agility? Jugaad. So it is in our blood that we have to get the work done. All the documentation, everything else can wait. Do we all agree? Yes? So that means in that purpose also agility has been there. Next, third one. What is the third one? Before that. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Is that correct? Good. So do we do that also somewhere? Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So I was there in Dubai, and there was some issue with my visa and so on. So my partner in Dubai, what he says was, we will get this work done through something called as Vasta. Have you heard this word, Vasta? What is Vasta? Vasta probably, it comes from Urdu word, it's an Arabic word. Vasta means through contacts. What do we see in our departments? I've got contact there, I've got some know-how there, I can get this work done. Isn't that the case? Right? But do we do this here? Sometimes, when I have to get the work done, we find someone. What is the principle we are talking about? Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Right? And what about the last one? Responding to change over following a plan. Probably this country is the best example of responding to change. Is that correct? What happened in last 2 years, all of us are, or last 10 years rather, in this country. Right? We have always been responding to change rather than following a plan. Right? Since 2005, can I say that? Yes, right from writing the new constitution to new elections to everything which has been happening around us. So Somesh was absolutely right. Agility is everywhere. And is it restricted only to small teams then? No? Okay. In fact, I was reading something by Mr. Obama yesterday. He gave a statement yesterday, right? There was some hue and cry in UN about the settlements which have been happening in Palestine. And there, in his statement, he has mentioned a word that as a state, the United States is moving very slow, we are not very agile. Right? Now think about the President of the United States is also talking about the same word. We are not very agile. Right? So when a democracy like US, United States, has been talking about agile in some ways, so can we really talk about how to scale agility? No? So that means probably the IT industry has been lagging behind in scaling agility, as we call it. Because I have always said multiple times Agility is everywhere, as Samesh also mentioned, agility is everywhere. We suppress it by doing project management, right? Wherever we are more project management, we suppress agility. Is that correct? Do we all agree? Yes or no? Good. In fact, Jill and I were driving through the streets of Delhi, where our office is, and Jill came to India for the first time. And I gave her a very simple concept. You probably have seen it here also in Nepal. See, whenever you have the Nepal Prahari managing traffic, the traffic police managing traffic, is there a bigger jam? Yes. But when people are left on their own, is there any jam do you see? You go to Thamel, you go to any of the markets. The traffic is moving, everybody's happy moving, right? We are happily flowing. The moment you try to control it, there is a bigger jam. Do we all agree? Yes? So that culture is what we are talking about when we talk about agility. There may be processes. There may be Scrum, there may be SAFe, there may be less, there may be everything else. But are we building that culture where we are collaborating with each other? Do we collaborate with each other in daily life? Yes? With our neighbors, with our competitors also sometimes, because in the same market, if you have 5 shops, will they collaborate also at some point of time? Yes? So this is the culture that we are talking about. So we think about all this kind of culture, unless we are in office. Because in office, no, we have to follow the process. Is that correct? The process which was set 5 years, 10 years back, absolutely everybody has to follow it. You cannot break it. And then we say we want to be agile. So what do we do then? When we want to be agile, we implement more process. Which process do we implement? We implement Scrum, right? And how do we implement Scrum? I'm sure some of you are already smiling here. So how do we implement Scrum? There's a checklist created now. Daily stand-up, done. Oh, we are agile, right? 2-week sprint, done. We are agile. Then next one, we have a Scrum Master role. We are agile. Retrospectives done. We are agile. Good. More? Planning done. We are agile, right? So we have been following the process checklist very beautifully, right? And in fact, in Scrum, there is an artifact called as burn down chart. How many have been using it? Burn down chart and timesheets and so on. We always believe, because we are artists in this part of the world, right? We believe in beautiful burn down charts, right? Beautiful timesheets. Everything should be in sequence and everything should be visible. Isn't that the case? Yes? So when we are talking about the scaling agility, then what exactly we are talking about? Because when we talk about scaling agility, it means more than one team is communicating and collaborating with each other. Can there be one single set protocol which can be run across all the organizations, all the teams within the organization? No? Do humans work that way? We think humans can work beautifully like robots. Give them the instructions, process 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they will be happily following it. But what do we say in our part of the world? Traffic rules and all other rules are meant to be. I don't hear it. Don't be shy. I know we do that. Rules are meant to be broken. Is that correct? So the moment you're setting up a process, a protocol, you can be rest assured it will be broken. Yes or no? And the moment you're setting up a process to follow to scale up agile, have you not violated the very first principle of agility? What is that? People matter more over process and tools, right? So I think I will not take much time here because I wanted to introduce the topic in such a way that yes, processes will be there. There are all kind of frameworks available. Scrum is there, Less is there, SAFe is there. We have many other coming now. Nexus is coming in, DSDM is there. There have been very many frameworks which have now been defined in the name of scaling up agility. But more important is the culture that you are building. More important is how the teams interact with each other. Are we allowing freedoms of our team to be able to talk to each other? In a traditional environment like the off-site onshore model, right? Have you been able to allow teams to talk to the customer directly? How many companies allow the offshore team member or tester from the offshore team to be able to talk to the customer directly? I already see no, right? And we talked about customer collaboration. What happened to that? Good. But we are saying we are doing scaled agile or scaled scrum. So those are the examples I wanted to basically bring about when I say that we cannot simply scale up agility. It has already been scaled up. You can't do nothing new. Only thing that you need to now find out is which process, which practices would help you to be able to make it better. Good? Okay. So I think these were the thoughts that I had from my perspective when I talk about this topic of scaled agility. Any other questions or additions, suggestions, or all welcome as we start this session? Yes, so we are not saying throughout process and tools. We are not saying don't use process and tools. All we are saying is give more importance to people. Make sure that they are able to define what they want to do more than anything else. Good? Okay. So with this, I think I will take leave from you. And I'm sure our other speakers, as they are coming up, including Anil Rai is just getting ready, they will be enlightening us with more thoughts and more topics around this session. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Thank you.